Hey everybody, Richard Roy 2 here. This is a response to Cello, Precambrian Lullaby, who made the video P.S. I love you. In which he outlines the possibility, given a certain path, or the extinction of mankind, or humanity, as it were. I consider Precambrian Lullaby to be my friend. I enjoy this video. It was well presented. But I have to disagree. I don't think that the breakup of current civilization is necessarily a bad thing or a wrong thing or an unrequired thing. I think it's something that's necessary to the process. I think it's something that goes on over and over and over again. And each time it breaks up, it seems to reestablish itself in a different sense. Most of the civilizations of the past, including Rome, have gone through economic strife and breakup and warring and breaking up into factions and different groups, established new methods of administrating civilization, as it were, and each time it does it, it seems it does it in a different sense or a different faction. And if we could, again, learn from history, then we might be able to bring ourselves forward further than we were previously. It's always possible that maybe go to the point that we continue to improve our administrative abilities and create a more and more powerful civilization that may end up being its own demise. In which case, why we may end up with that extinction that you speak of. I choose to think not, because I guess maybe I'm just an optimist. But there seems to be an overwhelming tendency to take certain elements of what's going on around us based on the institutionalization of what goes on. A lot of times those are taken over by certain factions that push it to its limit. And therein lies the institution's demise, but not humanity. I don't think humanity's demise comes from that. I think the institution's demise comes from that. I could die. I could vanish from the face of the earth and no one would notice. Many institutions will disappear. There will be records left behind that we might learn from in the future and be able to reestablish a new institution, sees things differently. It's interesting the way that you speak of the tendency towards gluttony and whatnot. There is a certain quality of living entities, all living entities, seems to possess this tendency to maximize resources. And it goes that way simply from a process of evolution, I guess it is, as far as I can see, because those that happen to maximize their resources given any kind of a sudden change in the environment, if the resources that are maximized favor the entity that does that maximization, that entity will survive, and its tendency to maximize its resources will be carried on into its progeny, and they will do the same thing. So we all, anything that doesn't maximize its resources to its advantage given any kind of changes in the environment will obviously not continue So what you end up with is this natural hereditary tendency to maximize one's resources, or gluttony, as you might have referred to it. But that's one variant on it. I'm sure that there's a lot of different people who focus on different elements to maximize the resources of. And it also depends on what particular sudden change in environment that occurs that will favor whatever resource happens to be maximized by any given entity. One might be by financial, one might be by some sort of genetic element such as resistant to certain diseases. If it happens to be a change in environment that promulgates a disease, then those that have maximized their resistance to the disease will survive, whereas those that maximize that tendency for financial accumulation might perish. So again, it depends on the situation and circumstance that comes along. What's going to happen down the road? I'm still somewhat of an optimist. I still look to the beauty of things and hope to see the best come forward. Well, you are my friend. I don't necessarily always agree with what you put forward, but I appreciate what you do put forward, because there are elements of it that are very valid and give me pause to think. And I appreciate that. Hopefully, some of my future videos coming up will give you pause to think. And hopefully others. It's an interesting exploration, my friend. Be patient. I'm still working on it. It's becoming a little bit difficult, but I'm getting to it. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye for now.